Hello everyone and welcome to our latest excursion in the realm of animated DC director DVD movies. And today we're doing one from 2018, Batman Gotham by Gaslight. And basically this film is an elseworld story taking place in Victorian London. And in spite of that fact, only one of the actual voice casters from the UK.
It's Batman, but in your world.
Quick note about the original novel, just to note, is written by Brian Augustine, an author of which I have not experience with, but is actually drawn by the legend that is Mike Mignola. If you don't know him, he's the creator of Hellboy, and it's a very stylistic, art to his composition, to what he actually draws. And as such, he manages to create these, not necessarily steampunk, but more like a similar setting for this Victorian London where Batman now has to reside. However, I actually haven't seen this adaptation as of yet, but I was always curious to seek it out, so it's a first for me.
Yeah, from what I understand, this is one of the good DC animated movies, which, honestly, most of the DC animated movies are good. They had a bit of a bump in the road around the 2019s, but now they're pretty much...
I heard the adaptation of Hush was actually bad.
Thankfully, Wonder Woman Bloodlines was there to pick up the slack.
Speaking of which, this is done by Sam Liu. This adaptation directed by Sam Liu, who also directed that and a couple of other DC animated recent movies. So we're basically having people who are familiar with this gig by now.
All right then. So
start before the WB animation logo.
All right then. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
I think of these movies, my favorite might still be Crisis on Two Earths.
I have not seen that one.
Oh, it's a really phenomenal one.
Sorry, go on.
Brilliant score and a brilliant voice cast.
My favorite is still honest to God, the Batman Ninja, just for how insane it gets.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Well, have you seen Batman Ninja Dej?
No, but it's
we had to put in the generations. Don't worry, soon enough.
Is that on HBO Max?
Oh, we just thought like that.
So it began, of course, in London.
Oh, hello there, ladies. Honest women of the night, I'm sure.
It's a good thing there's not a serial killer that roams around this particular era.
Hello, Ivy.
Ha.
Gee,
man,
and yet it's still a better costume than the one she had in Batman and Robin.
Which one? She has several in that movie.
The one that was on the party, since we're having a slight parallel to that this scene.
I did like the red one she had in that movie, because that was the closest thing to actually being sexy, I guess. Classy, very classy.
Well, it was.
But Jova, don't you see? After an honest to God stressful day work, a citizen should be allowed to be an absolute pig.
Well, I'm sure this day can't get any worse for her. Just as long as she keeps to the well-lit alleyways.
Or goes in a dark tunnel.
I guess that's just her way home. Ah, London. Pleasant as ever.
London.
Still pretty dirty.
Well, this is still not London. Technically, it's a reimagined Victorian-era Gotham City, but it's pretty much the same ideal.
Well, I mean, it's essentially Gotham, but in Britain, essentially.
How would anyone ever live in Gotham?
Whoops.
Well, in a lot of cases, it's because they have no other choice but to live there, because...
No, apparently the behind-the-scenes reason is, it's more economic friendly.
Poison Ivy here is voiced by Carrie Wooher. Sorry.
Oh, ho, ho.
Oh my.
Well, might as well make some extra pocket change.
She has a history of voicing some characters in DC animated movies.
But
There's
you
that.
don't even know who I am.
I just assume you're a well-paying customer.
Yeah, this is not your traditional job.
I don't really accept that kind of payment.
What?
Don't you know that? Victorian cities had child gangs up the wazoo.
Basically, in this...
I read Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
Basically, in this version, Dick, Jason, and Tim are, well, street thugs.
Try to guess which of them is Jason. Especially because he's actually voiced by Grey Griffin. Yeah, Jason is voiced by an actual female voice actress in this movie.
And hi, Tara Strong. We can recognize.
Actually, that's Grey Griffin.
Oh wait, sorry.
Yep. You can tell it's Jason because he's the one that loves to go to beat the shit out of everyone. And here's Beth.
Volume's low, so sometimes they do sound similar to some.
Sure.
Also, I don't think I've ever heard Gray voice a guy before.
Nice try, Jason.
He tries, Joe. Come on.
He does try.
Hit him with a bat crow. I mean, bar crow.
You mean crowbar?
Yeah.
Yes.
So nice to hear these. Yes, I think only a few of our actual British accents.
Oh, I'm sure you're gonna be a big threat.
Too bad for who now?
Yeah. At least he's resisting,
Dang.
but Bruce is going surprisingly gently on this guy.
It's too bad for the poor people who have to repair that door.
Yeah, that arm will heal in about a month.
Hopefully, if he doesn't get infected.
But yeah, they're orphans.
Of course. Okay, Bruce in this is voiced by Bruce Greenwood. Ha ha, very funny. Funny name. Ow!
Leslie.
And yeah, this particular incarnation of Batman, of course, doesn't have all the super cool gadgets of his normal counterpart.
Oh my god, Poison Ivy was fridged.
Kinda. She's literally the first sacrificial victim.
By Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
Bonk.
Well, you are familiar with the folklore of Jack the Ripper, are you not, Dibs?
Yeah, come on, aren't you
I know,
British?
but introducing an XP, even if it's just an XP, Poison Ivy just to kill her off in 10 minutes.
I get the idea, Dibs, is to also have an initial... Hold on. Also, Dibs, an initial sacrificial victim, but it's something that, part of the audience might also already know a bit better. For someone who actually doesn't know Poison Ivy it's just, another victim from Jack the Ripper.
Also, Dibs, Elseworlds do this all the time with XPs of characters and whatnot.
I say, old Bean.
Jolly good show.
Oh, yes.
This is how all British people sounded like back in the day. Oh yeah, did you know that apparently Peppa Pig has been the #1 cause for American kids to develop British accents?
Oh, that's a nice place you got there.
It would be a shame if someone blew it up.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say right now, the anime, even taking aside how this matches nothing, like Mike Mignola's art style, this animation, much like a lot of DC animated movies is still not that great. How is it possible that Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge manages to have stellar animation for direct-to-video Warner Bros. Animated product, and yet these one could not even manage to get a star on the fucking American flag? Like,
You feel as if this was like a B team or smaller team?
probably, but that's the thing, that as we observe with the other products, and even with audio, with stuff like, say, the Killing Joke anime adaptation, these particular adaptations seem to cheapen out on the animation a lot. They cut a lot of corners out there. Yes, I know the whole, animation is difficult and everything, but it does feel like Warner Bros. Is not investing too much on it.
It varies from adaptation to adaptation. For a direct-to-video animation, I'm willing to give it a pass, but I won't deny that there have been better DC animated original films. Wonder Woman Bloodlines had a better one too. Hey, Hugo Strange.
Dr. Hugo Strange, voiced by William Sayers. Sayers.
So, to be fair, Dribs, there is part of the reason that not everyone is voiced by a Brit in this movie. It's because this is more a unification of American and British civilians. Hello there.
Interesting.
Selina Kyle instead, he is voiced by Jennifer Carpenter.
And there's Mr. Dent.
Ah, yes. Victorian times, where everyone had those fancy mustaches.
Oh, hello.
Well, was there a character in the Batman mythos that does that? Sends body parts through the
Victor
post?
Zaza, fair to guess.
I guess Professor... No, wait, Professor Pig's more about... Well, maybe that
okay,
one time.
well, Professor Pig is an entire different kind of worms, Jova.
Yeah, he was in Beware the Batman.
Hey, Gordon.
Ah, yes. Yeah. Blame Batman for all your problems. There is I think I found another reason why barely anything gets done. The policemen are arguing with nuns.
This version of Bruce Wayne is super handsome.
Yep.
Why does he look a bit? He looks more like Clark Kent.
I know, right?
It's perfect for the disguise.
So yeah, basically we've got Superman pretending to be Clark Kent, pretending to be an older Bruce Wayne.
Oh! Believe it or not, Dribs, there's actually an Elseworld story where Superman actually is Batman.
Yeah. Oh my.
LTL Victorian age.
Yeah, I know. It's more hilarious than anything.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's supposed to be Gordon, right?
Yes.
I think so, yeah. Let's see.
Because he looks more like, what's Gordon's partner?
Bullock. That was the other guy instead, the one with the grey mustache. Anyway, James Gordon is voiced by Scott Patterson.
I've heard that name before.
Apparently, he had a baseball career, and he's only in a coffee company.
Huh.
That's quite the thing that he does.
Actually, I kind of...
Oh, right, he was a recurring character in the Saw movies. Yeah, I remember him, particularly also with a photo.
Oh, of course, the opium.
This is a weird accent for Gray.
Oh, get it? Poison Ivy got into the opium, just like that comic Shadow of the Bat arc.
Thanks to the Floronic Man.
as for this Batman, I do believe he is a problem that we should maybe deal with. Huh. Suave as ever, Pennyworth.
Yeah, let's see. Anthony Head voices Alfred, this version of Alfred. As we've noticed, he's the only, British voice actor.
I wonder how a Superman would work in this AU.
Honestly, I'm wondering how an entire...
They have to nerf him
Yeah,
hard.
like a lot.
Honestly, I'd be interested to see how an entire Justice League would work in this one. There's actually an Elseworlds where the Justice League are in the Wild West, and that was a pretty cool one.
Characters
Yeah,
like
I saw
Green
that
Arrow
episode of
or
Justice League Unlimited.
characters like Green Arrow, Wonder Woman, and the Flash can work in a setting like this. Wonder Woman, you still have to limit a couple of her powers, but she should be fine. But Superman is another kind of story.
Make him Golden Age Superman.
I guess.
Golden Age Superman could arguably in some ways be even more broken, but I digress.
Oh, well, the first one where he was like faster than a speeding bullet, stronger than a locomotive, etc. Unable to leap tall buildings with single bound. Like, don't make him fly, all that. Just give him those free basic powers.
That does have a point. There is a way to make the character work. Also, yeah, sweetie.
Yes.
I guess the hunt is beginning because the streets.
No,
that's Selina Kyle. Also, the streets are getting barricaded just like in Yarnam in Bloodborne. I'm not interested in what you want to sell me.
It feels like someone is trying to sell me something. Yeah, crap, she sounds.
Yes, they'll sell you your own kidneys. Damn it, no hearses around when you need them. Oh, wrong building.
Pigs from a gun!
Place to die in.
I'm sure the smell is great.
No, like dying in a slaughterhouse.
Was this actually R-rated? I guess so, considering also the blood from before.
It may have been PG-13.
I don't know about the British rating. I'll check the BBFC rating for this.
Yep. I think Jackie's not really, amused by the fact that she has a whip. Yeah, let's talk also about the score done by Frederick Wiedmann. Let's see. He did the score for
15 round here.
He started scoring for the DC Animated Universe ever since the Flashpoint Paradox movie, and apparently hasn't stopped ever since. That's pretty neat. Really, Bruce, you don't have anything else, like an actual batarang to throw at this guy?
Nope.
Hey, it's the Victorian area. There's only so much I can pack.
Yeah, basically the film was rated 15 round here, so I'm guessing that's an R rating over there.
Mm-hmm.
I recall it being PG-13, but let me just double check just to make sure.
I mean, aren't most 16 ratings basically T ratings?
Well, that's Peggy Deji.
Yeah, so I assume that.
You just got pigged.
Okay, yeah, it actually was rated R.
Is Selena voiced by Grey Delisle?
No. Like I said, she's voiced instead by Jennifer Carpenter. She voiced Sonya Blade in the recent Mortal Kombat animated movies.
This gives me an idea.
That kind of feels weird considering.
Bye!
Let me guess, I was just about to get him.
I can take care of myself. That's why he was about to choke you.
Yeah.
I can definitely see Jennifer is not even attempting at a British accent.
You see, I'm not British. I'm American. I just moved over here.
That is pretty much the excuse they have for a lot of these characters. They either spend time in America or they are American.
I was just making that up.
Yeah, Deji, the way you said that reminded me of a line in the first Highlander where Sean Connery, who's Scottish, he plays a character, one of his lines is, "I'm not Spanish, I'm Egyptian."
She's fine.
Wait, what? Jim Gordon married?
Yeah.
What?
Well, okay. That's the thing, Dej. One of his wife's names is actually Barbara.
Oh, thank God. I thought...
No, don't worry, please. We're not doing that.
No. I thought in this alternate universe, Barbara Gordon isn't the daughter, and then they're just like, oh, no. This is our alternate universe, Barbara Gordon.
It's more likely that this is just an Elseworlds version of his first wife, whose name is Barbara.
You know, if someone's probably, maybe Sword Art Online would have gotten away with that if they did an alternate universe thing with that storyline early on.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the weirdest thing. Like, let's not forget, in the MCU, they converted a guy who's normally Black Widow's husband into being her father.
Why does everyone have to say that?
I mean, she calls him daddy in bed, so what? It's the same logic applies.
Oh God, it's like in Peppa Pig, where the daddy's called daddy and the mummy's called mummy.
Good God.
Yeah, good luck getting that thought out of your head. You can't, can you?
So, Dwibs, which is better, having your own Batman in England or the Assassin's Creed in England?
The Assassin's Creed.
Really?
There's more of them. I mean, Batman, as cool as he is, he's only one guy.
You know what? We should have an Assassin's Creed Batman game.
That would be an awesome crossover, but honestly, with how Assassin's Creed is nowadays, I don't know if Ubisoft would be willing.
I mean, will it be better? It probably won't be as disappointing as Arkham Knight to some people.
Including your wife.
Oh, sorry, I've had to be away from the screen for a bit to get something. What's happened so far?
Basically, Batman is meeting up with James Gordon, warning him about Jack the Ripper, and he's getting Jim to cooperate with him and give him some intel.
And by cooperate, you mean if you don't cooperate, I'll kill you.
Wait for it! And there he goes.
How does he do that?
I swear, it seems like Batman has just the coolest time ever doing that to Gordon.
That's one thing that... Well, actually, this is a before modern Gotham story, so I think this is the first time it's happened.
Chronologically?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny if it turned out that Bruce is actually the latest in a long line of Batmen? Actually, I'm kind of surprised we never had an Elseworld story or some story that suggested that.
Or Batman being a code name makes more sense than, say, James Bond.
I will admit, one thing I did like was in the New 52 when they did have a subversion where James Gordon was expecting him to just disappear without him noticing, but Batman was actually nice and just exited out the door. Which surprised Jim still, but, at least he wasn't being a bad dick. I have yet to see a version of Alfred that fails to be suave. Like, even in the Snyderverse, Alfred's awesome.
And by the way, Alfred, why do you keep calling me Mr. Kent?
Part of your code name from the States, Master Bruce.
I'm not called Kent, damn it.
You see, here's the thing. That mullet doesn't make him look like he's from the time period that they're trying to impersonate. It makes him look like he's from the 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
It's all part of the plan.
Is it?
It's like he's trying to compete with Nightwing and who can pull off the better mullet.
Ah, the Monarch Theater.
This is where I saw my parents die, Raphael.
Is this the last thing you saw before your parents died, Bruce?
Yes. And that's why I will never date a woman.
So
Frank Miller wrote that.
Wait. A Frank Miller story where Batman doesn't date women?
Remember, Jova, the whole shtick where he has in All-Star Batman. No, actually, no, that was more like the fixer in Only Terror, when he's like, "Oh, I will never fall in love. I was never in love. That makes you weak."
I don't like rock music. It's so there's a deep, hidden backstory. You could just say it's not for you. We don't need a deep reason for Batman to not
Don't
like
you
these
see,
things.
Dej? It's because he heard a rock and roll concert before his parents got shot, which also happened to be on Christmas Day.
You think we're memeing, audience, but this actually did happen.
Seriously.
Also, occasionally he has dreams where xenomorphs were involved.
Seriously, though, you want to know the easy way to retcon Batman into hating something? Just have it be that it happened around the time his parents were shot. They've done it with Christmas. They've done it with rock and roll.
Okay, to give a big credit to Fortune Son, they also tried to build up a bit on that, on the right entirely on that, by saying that he was also, while he grew up, he was also attending like a school, and he had a bad episode tied also to rock and roll.
How do you not knock? So who do you think is the better love interest for Batman?
Between who?
As much as it's considered because of her action, a lot of toxicity, I still would say Selina Kyle.
I've always considered Diana to be the best love interest for Batman.
Oh man!
Yeah, you agree. I mean,
Also,
that's one thing I'll give the Snyderverse credit for. They recognize what is clearly a good relationship for Bruce, and Lord knows he needs someone like Diana to cool him down after how crazy he is in that universe.
Well, everybody, even Diana herself half the time.
The 80s were a wild time for Diana.
What are her weaknesses in the original comics? It's like men or something like that.
Bondage.
No. It was more the fact that she got captured very easily for the sake of showing her, tied up.
Come now.
Ooh. Also, that's clear. Yuri Lowenthal voicing Harvey Dent. In this continuity, sporting this pair of very, very, very horrible mustache. Seriously, if you wanna grow a mustache, commit to it. Don't do that like pencil thing like they are there like that. You can just imagine the moment she enters, like, white serve!
Oh, at least we have something. Please, next you'll be telling me that women want to vote.
So yeah, Bruce's solution, works out.
Back in older days it was much easier to trick someone into thinking you were the other gender.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, in even olden days, it was easier to convince everyone that Sir Arthur was actually a guy. But in reality, apparently, he was a girl within a hoagie.
Even, remember, Jota, like we mentioned also in Eternal Sonata, Chopin's, major love interest also had a male pseudonym to actually get recognized in the community.
As for what I'm referring to, Jets, I'm referring to the Fate series.
George Sand, there you go, that's her name.
Okay.
In the Fate series, there's a lot of historical figures turned out to actually be anime women.
Because...
hey, it's how they sell merch.
Yeah.
Well, lately the Fate series has sort of settled down on that.
Anyway, there you go. Batman has got like an eureka moment.
Oh no, she's going to die. You know, if I was basically a main character in this, I would just say, "Hey, can a guy accompany me?"
Hello.
Oh, Marlene.
Yeah, that's actually Tara Strong, that edge.
Well, now that we've gotten that jump scare out of the way, things should be a-okay fine.
Absolutely. Also, the music sounds way too hard, like a level from Medieval.
I used to play that remake.
Mm-hmm. Bruce, just no.
It's in the dark, okay? If anything,
Even it's the case, like he decided to jump where in the point where the actual gate was the highest. It could actually taken advantage of some of the lower spots.
oh dear.
Hmm.
You know, they say a cemetery is quite an interesting place to be at night.
Is he going after the specific people or just random woman?
Well, that's the mystery
it's
for
part of
you.
the mystery.
Too late.
But yeah, we do need to figure though. At first there was a pattern. Mainly women of the night were being killed, but now all of a sudden Sister Leslie was killed. Why is
so
that?
what gives?
Of course, the classic clock hideout.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were rich, you'd do the same thing.
But this time
So
it's in the
attic.
attic.
Usually-
Mr. Jova, why do you need a secret entrance? Don't question it.
Usually it's a library shelf with edge, not a clock.
And normally it's in the basement, but this time it's in the attic.
Mm-hmm. What are these fingerprints you're talking about?
Yeah, They'll never admit fingerprints as a part of evidence, Mr. Wayne.
Of course.
But does it
That's how I
really
work.
work?
Breath Alfred has the most sidekicks out of every superhero in DC history.
Seriously, the Bat family is a thing. Stop having writers, stop having Batman constantly brooding and saying, I need to do things alone.
I'll give him credit. At least in this case, the Bat family hasn't been formed yet.
Yeah. But the whole Batman isn't open to family thing is
Oh,
still kind of a stupid idea.
Deads. I think what takes the cake was the Tom King wedding arc here.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the one where Bane? It was all
Yes.
part of Bane's.
Yes, master plan. In order to, you guessed it, break the Bat.
And Selena believed it. She bought into the fact that Batman would not be effective if he was happy or had anyone. Ignoring the fact that he had the entire Bat Incorporated thing going where he franchised the Bat thing. So, yeah, he had a Batman in every country at that point. What the hell?
He had a what?
Wait, you don't know about Batman Incorporated?
No.
Basically, Deji, as a Batman Incorporated, there's essentially a Batman for every country after Batman franchised the name.
Oh boy.
It's actually a pretty awesome concept created by Grant Morrison.
In case you don't know, audience, since aside from the Arkham City, Hugo Strange hasn't done many appearances in more mainstream media.
He was in the Batman.
It's still like one thing. It's not like this is super recurring. This is the guy who deduces correctly the identity of Batman in the mainstream comics just by a simple psychological profile, and as a result starts blackmailing. But being a mad scientist and everything, he ultimately gets defeated as a result. So every time he shows up in a story, you know that things can go down very fast.
Okay, I hate his design because he looks like the Monarch from Venture Brothers.
Oh, God, screw Adult Swim for canceling that show literally before it was about to get its last season.
Isn't he still getting a movie to conclude things out?
Yeah, but a movie compared to a full-on last season just...
Yeah, I'd rather have a final season than a movie.
And it was gonna be the last one, too! Why can't it?
You might as well just bite the bullet and just go on with it.
And that's
I don't
the
know,
thing.
that clearly didn't work out for Samurai Jack.
Well...
You see...
okay,
God.
with Samurai Jack...
And it would be too diverging, so I'm just leave it there.
Let's just say the circumstances are heavily different. For starters, that last season of Samurai Jack happened years after.
You don't really do anything to Alfred. Sorry.
Oh snap! Look, he's just gonna...
This is a slight reference to how Bruce and Jason met first. Since in the comics he was trying to actually steal the tires of a Batmobile.
Look, don't mind Jason. He's just gotten on the bad side of some jokers here and there.
Of course, Alfred has a fancy, meeting clothing card in case it needs it. Okay.
Your Harley Quinn is showing, Tara.
You can only do 5 voices.
Oh, no. Tara can do quite a lot of voices, actually. Hey, remember when Tara Strong used to star in live-action roles?
Yeah, remember when she voiced Hello Kitty?
Also remember when she actually washed a car on screen during one episode of Chowder? Yes, that was a thing.
Yes.
You would do anything to get the animation budget.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Oh, she seems nice.
Yeah, let's just say that this version of Arkham Asylum is even worse than the original.
Ah, good old Victorian century and their complete disregard of the mentally
They managed to
unwell.
find a way to make Arkham Asylum even worse than it is originally.
Oh, sorry.
Hilarious.
Masks.
You're not Black Mask, Mr. Stranger.
So what have I missed exactly? Again?
There's been another murder. One of the older women suspects Bruce might be the Jack the Ripper when he's clearly not. So we'll have to see. And meanwhile, Dr. Hugo Strange has his own agenda.
When doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you're familiar with the character of Hugo Strange, Dribs.
I mean, people with a name Strange at the...
Oh, snap.
Does he relate to Doctor Strange or Stephen Strange?
They're both the same
Wait.
guy.
Shh. No, wait. There's another DC guy named Strange. What's his name? Strange.
Yeah,
Just
about your
Yeah,
professional
no.
reputation, Strange. So, yeah, Strange can't be it. Could you scream again? Thanks. Ah, how poetic! Throwing him
But
into the
pit, it burns.
throwing him into the pit of his own patience.
And then Hugo Strange will give birth to Freddy Krueger in 9 months.
Oh God.
I'm referencing the actual origin story of Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street.
I know, but it was just that they tore his body apart.
They're madmen.
Remember, this is R-rated, so... Yeah, even there, Mike Mignola is also famous for making comics that are not, that do not shy away from, showcasing, this dismemberment.
Okay. Somewhat lackluster animation aside, I do like how they're adapting the story pretty well. Like, again, that's one thing. Even with DC animated original films with, somewhat lacking animation, they still do have gripping good stories that, again, are adapted well from comics and make them better for a viewing experience.
Oof.
Got away. And on a dirigible, of course, in Gotham. Wait.
I still don't know what was their thought process where the animation, the new frontier.
Come on. Long enough. Yes!
Got him. Sorry, gotta go, GG. And of course it's framed like he's the one.
Don't worry,
Oh!
9 years from now they still won't figure a way around that.
Well, crud. Great! Now Bruce is suspected as this Batman.
Mm-hmm. How can things
Man,
get
have
any
you ever
worse?
noticed that Bruce Wayne and Batman have never interacted?
Or been in the same room.
Well, I heard it was because...
Actually, apparently in comics there have been times where Alfred does dress up as Batman.
There was also one time where Nightwing actually became Batman for a while. So
Wait, apparently it was supposed to be a permanent thing.
But of course it never stuck.
What? Wait, are you referring to the Batman R.I.P. arc in the comics?
I think.
No, I don't think it was Grant Morrison's run.
No.
I think it was in the 90s or early 2000s.
Oh no. I thought you were talking about a more modern time because in the wake of Final Crisis, where Batman apparently died because Darkseid supposedly killed him, but in reality he just got sent back in time. There was an arc known as Battle of the Claw, where pretty much everyone related to Batman pretty much had a big out brawl to see who would become the next Batman, from Nightwing to Tim Drake to Helena the Huntress to Cassandra Cain to, of course, Jason Todd, to see who could be the mantle. And there needs to be a Batman, Dej. And yes, even the women were fighting for that title because they have their ways of
Why
concealing
not?
that. But in the end, Nightwing won, and he was Batman for quite a bit of a while. Though some folk could tell the difference between him and Bruce, especially, of course, Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is also around the time that Nightwing also had to sort of make nice with Damian Wayne as well. Which they did, after many, many, many hardships.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
snap.
it always feels like they keep doing Dick Grayson dirty.
Nah, well, you know,
I mean, he's kind of dead in the DCEU, so...
believe it or not, Dej, it could have been far worse. Dick has actually managed to cheat death. And by death, I mean Dan DiDio literally wanted him to die.
Yeah.
But thankfully, he's been saved from that.
Yeah, because Zack Snyder won't do it.
Wow. Oh, God. Well, I gotta say, that was quite a fight scene.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people were pissed when Jimmy Olsen got killed. At least he died on screen.
And
according to Zack Snyder,
that was so
because
he could
he
have
wanted
fun
to have
with...
fun with the character.
Ugh.
They were
Stay
going to
classy,
turn
Zach.
Dick Racing into the Joker, aren't they?
Nah.
Better than Jared Leto.
Are you referring to Lex Luthor, Dej? Because it sure seemed like he was trying to be the Joker.
No. Yeah, they turned Lex Luthor into the Joker, but like the Joker that was meant in the DCEU, people were speculating, oh my god, is that supposed to be Dick Grayson?
Nah.
Mm.
You know, we haven't seen Nightwing in a live-action movie yet.
Ugh.
But didn't we technically see him in that Teen Titans live-action show?
I said movie.
Well, maybe the Batman might show him.
Well, crap. Okay, so he's not as good at the whole disappearing thing yet.
Like in Mask of the Phantasm.
Well, the tech really isn't there for him to be able to do that.
You know, the Chief, for some reason, kind of reminds me of John DiMaggio. I don't know why.
Is there a lot of stuff we've done more recently had a lot of John DiMaggio?
Mm-hmm.
Especially DC stuff.
So, Bruce, bit of a tough night?
How can it get any worse?
Let's see, costume
I
is red.
I don't think the name the tough catch on. Imagine that as part of his speech in the animated series. You know, I am patience. I am the knight. I am tough. That would kind of remove any sense of epicness, really, wouldn't it?
That hat could come in handy.
Shit.
Yeah, that's it. He is Clark Kent. The
Thanks,
world's
Anita.
worst disguise fools everybody.
How convenient.
Huh.
I mean, come on, really? This isn't that excessive.
Oh.
Oops. That's
Stage wear.
Let's call it that. Oh, crud.
Yeah. He's not Batman.
I know exactly what's gonna happen. Making out.
even let's go step 3 then.
You know, I wonder if someone out of context took this picture and said it was Superman and Lois Lane.
Do that. I'm gonna post this on Twitter and say, man, this new Superman movie is great.
Yeah, do that.
And have
I love what he says, lucky bugger.
and have my friend roast me a new one again.
So, should we continue this practice?
Of course. Of course.
Don't you mean practice?
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's gonna enjoy the pussycat tonight.
Cape Carmine.
It's Carmine, you fucking people.
I think
What'd
they
you
call
find?
it
Bruce Wayne having sex with an actress.
lucky bugger.
Yes,
all right, boys, just find me that carriage. I want to see the action.
So anyway, Mr.
Wait.
Teo Scavian.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the old woman.
Well,
No.
well, crud. That would make Bruce Wayne the prime suspect.
Dun, 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 dun.
But it looks like he's had a nice night. I need to stare out the window.
Dramatically.
It's a good job they're looking for. Sorry, good job they're looking for Batman, not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that would suck if you suddenly became hunted.
Yeah, I know. And I don't think my wealth would help me in that case, actually.
You're not nearly rich enough for that, I'm afraid.
So this is Selena. Well, this version of Selena Kyle.
She's a lion tamer, hence the whip.
She just doesn't have her cat persona, attire and everything.
She always had a thing for cats. Huh.
Hilarious.
It was me.
That is why I am the guardian of all the cats of London.
This is a bit similar to how Selina was reimagined in Batman Year One by Frank Miller, just in a more elegant way.
Starting to realize that vengeance may not be everything, eh, Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
A lesson that I am sure he'll remember.
Well, yeah, in this continuity, sure.
You also know how this is R-rated when they showed the entirety of Hand Holding.
You're under arrest for having sex!
We're Christians here. You're supposed to have sex after marriage.
Aha! Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, well, so much for that theory I had just a bit ago. Them looking for Batman, not Bruce Wayne.
Tum tum tum.
So what, is Harvey
What
Dent? I got it. Harvey Dent's the culprit because he's jealous of Batman.
Oh.
Unfortunately, a lot of suspicion would go to Bruce. Like, hey, the woman who suddenly was saying he would need to pay up, otherwise trouble would be coming, ends up being murdered. And going off of how criminology was in the Victorian century.
But you'd also have to realize, maybe this is too clean.
I'm rich. I don't need more cash.
Yeah, objection. Yeah.
Harvey always likes to have a flair for the dramatic in court. Thanks, Harvey. You're a real friend. Ah,
Again,
Blackgate.
that's my theory. Harvey Dent's the culprit.
Would you
Nah,
say
it's
he's
too obvious.
Would you say he's a real Jekyll and Hyde, like the movie suggested?
Oh yeah. He becomes Two-Face. Yeah, in most continuity, he's Two.
So yeah, this is an allegory for Blackgate Prison. Basically, when villains don't go to Arkham Asylum, they normally go to Blackgate.
Rape jokes. Yay.
Just don't drop the soap.
Yeah.
So alas, you know, if the equivalent of J. Jonah Jameson were running the Daily Planet, he'd look at the pictures, think his star was in jail, and then print out, yeah.
That's kind of funny, Dweebs. For the time, Marvel and DC actually had a couple crossover. There was one instance where JJJ actually had to decide in the Bugle having to take a stand in regards to Superman, and he actually had to end up being, portraying in a positive light because he just could not, think of a way to paint him evilly.
And even better, there was a time when the DC and Marvel
yeah.
universes
I forgot about
fused,
that.
and J. Jonah Jameson got fused with Perry White.
I wonder what that line Bruce just said that was referencing. I just couldn't think. You know what? Maybe I should have used that in court.
Well, to be fair, he's not really apt about revealing that he is the Batman.
Well, I mean, Bruce, it's at this point, it's either that or you die. I mean, what other options do you have at this point?
I could train Alfred to be the Batman.
Whoops! An actual battering.
He's 70.
But, like, that would stop him.
Well, yeah, if he broke his hip.
Then I'll just develop a brace for him. Oh, wait, no, I'll be dead.
Yeah. You can't develop stuff for him if you're dead. You know, Master Bruce, for being the world's greatest detective, you're a bit, slow.
I'm the world's smartest Victorian age detective, Alfred. Aha! Thank you, London's finest. You are legit doing a good cause.
It's just a prank, bro. Yeah.
Who's
Hey!
next?
Wait, is that supposed to be Bane?
No.
Solomon Grundy actually, just in not zombie faction. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny in the comics. Again, Cyrus Gold was a man from this time period who accidentally ended up drowning in a swamp, which had magical properties, but reviving as a zombie later on.
In other cases, he was a mobster who, again, also became a zombie later. But yeah, it makes sense that he would actually be, alive in this time. The perfect distraction, a prison riot. Well, you seem to be preoccupied there. I'll just see my way out, gentlemen. Going to need to borrow a little few things.
Yeah, this is the worst example. Hey, isn't that Bruce Wayne?
No, it doesn't sound anything like him.
But sir, he looks like him. He's got the same facial features.
It's probably just a coincidence.
But sir, how many people do you know look like this man?
Oh, I heard of this jolly boy from Metropolis who looks a lot like him, actually.
Metropolis in Kent?
Yes, actually, his name happens to be Kent.
Yes, I trapped him in a ship, and it will sink to the bottom of the sea with him in it.
Oh, hey, it's the Robins.
Mm-hmm.
Robin wannabes, at least.
You sure about that? Come on, Jason. This is why people supposedly voted the way they did. That still is apparently something that may or may not have been rigged. Hey, perfect timing!
Seriously? And then the kids scurry over by saying, "Police! Police! Batman's over here!"
Yeah, they don't exactly care for the police either. But of course, the big climax should take place at the fairground.
Certainly not London, I swear.
Oh. No, you got it wrong. We're not doing the Hound of a Baskerville.
Gordon's.
Oh my god, it's Batman.
Yeah, he's, we need now is Crypto the Super Dog, and bam, we've got a Super Pets.
Yeah, we're getting a Super Pets movie, and I think The Rock is voicing Crypto.
I don't know. The only other project we know DC is doing in the future is adaptation of Injustice. So we'll see how that turns out.
That's weird.
Is it live action or animated?
Animated.
Theatrical or direct?
Direct to video. It's supposed to be come out after the long Halloween is over.
So it's not very good, bad, the best.
Okay. It's a secret man cave.
Oh!
Wait.
Huh.
Is this
Oh my god, seriously? They did it again. Oh my god. I thought Batman Hush was the only one who did this.
What?
You know what? Don't spoil it for me because
No, simply put, they pulled the switcheroo on who the identity in this case of Jack the Ripper is. Like in the comic, it's not Jim Gordon. Oh my god.
You know, when I said Jim Gordon, bad guy, I was kidding.
Why did they did this?
Because it's a twist, and besides, it's Elseworld, so it doesn't matter.
That's the thing, Blibs. I'm talking about the original comic. The original comic, Jack the Ripper was instead another character that was introduced early on, a friend of Bruce Wayne called Jacob. Oh my god. Jacob Parker, I forgot the actual name. So, the fact that he didn't show up that much at the beginning probably was a red herring. I was like, okay, maybe we're gonna do something else differently, but what the fuck is this?
To be fair, mystery-wise, it technically does fit, and Harvey Dent was an obvious red herring.
If it was a complete original story, but it's still an adaptation, why did you want to change a crucial element like this?
Who was it in the comic?
Another completely different character, a friend of Bruce Wayne invented for this story. A bit similar to what the original comic book version of Hush was, kinda.
I suppose one might argue that with that case it was kind of obvious who it was going to be, whereas in this case the secret.
Okay,
is surprise-
not really. The only way I can think this might have happened would be like, oh, that way the comic fans will not guess immediately or something. And if that's the case, it's a stupid reason.
I mean, I'm not too broken up about it because it's an Elseworld story, and again, I do feel like at least the mystery does technically work with it being him. That said, giving me this TO, it does it way better than the Hush one did. The Hush one was just a stupid change.
Really? I can't imagine this being any better. Batman just found out by chance.
Well,
Not to mention there was very little in the way of foreshadowing.
No,
All
in the
this guy
original
thinks
in the original comic books, he actually deduces correctly because he actually does detective work.
here he just finds out.
Have we ever had a Batman adaptation where he actually does do detective work?
Mask
Oh.
of a Phantasm. Well, it's not an adaptation, but a story Mask of a Phantasm.
also,
I mean, yeah, that counts.
there's Under the Red Hood. Definitely does
Oh, okay.
detective work there. Yes! He has invented the motorcycle!
Da-da-da-da-da.
The motorcycle looks like a mini locomotive on wheels.
Steampunk.
Well, Deji, this was one of the first motorcycles. Look at this. Oh yeah, interesting thing. You hear that musical number that Selena Kyle had earlier?
Yes.
The singing was actually done by Grey Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ah, look at that! It's the bat signal.
Yeah, you see, yeah, Batman was secretly invented in Victorian times.
I mean, I guess
Batman's
True,
an
but-
urban legend.
you can say this was a side effect of Darkseid's Omega Beam sending Bruce Wayne through different time periods.
Oh yeah, I really did like that one.
It was still a bit of a dick move by hyping out the fact that they killed Batman when it wasn't actually the case.
No wonder the
Except,
people. No
sorry.
wonder the people of Gotham don't trust the police. The police commission was one of the worst.
It's also especially
Serial
great in
killers
considering even in Elseworld stories, Jim Gordon remains the one honest, loyal cop of the Gotham bunch. Okay, let me see.
Not
Who was it?
always in Elseworld stories. There are
I
some
want to
ones
know
where
who
he
wrote
does.
who actually wrote
Jim
this.
Gordon is anti-immigrant.
Okay, it was produced by the same director. I get the idea. It seems that I forgot the name. Yeah, Bruce Timm doesn't seem to be involved with this project, but considering the changes, it does feel like something he would do. There we go.
Right.
Ow.
Weird. Bruce Wayne escaped prison and somehow.
To be fair,
Batman
I don't think he knows that Bruce has escaped prison.
Oh no! I'm just saying for regular police. Like once this is all over.
Of course.
That's going to leave a mark.
You're not
No.
Bruce.
Little did you know, Batman, I secretly wired this exact carriage with a microphone. Now everyone knows that you're Batman.
Microphones don't exist.
Yeah, I invented them. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm surprised no one ever.
Punch you straight in the gabba.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised none of the bad guys ever thought of that. Just bug wherever Bruce Wayne goes and hope he exposes himself audibly as Batman.
Well, that's
No,
the
'cause here's
trick.
the thing,
Usually, most people
Bruce
don't
Wayne
expect
knows
him
what
to be
he's being.
Batman. And yeah, he usually has a countermeasure for that.
Like twist the audio. I mean, yeah, he did do that in not for his identity, but he did do something like that in Batman Returns, where he revealed what the Penguin really thinks of Gotham.
So
So he can speech.
it's funny because in an alternate reality, Penguin actually became the president of the United States.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I want to get out of there,
becomes,
Selena.
becomes a powerful politician. Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite DC animated movies is still Public Enemies. That's the one where Luthor becomes president. Yeah, I might want to put that out.
Well, hey, maybe she wanted to become the Human Torch.
Well,
Nah.
something's gonna be torched in the end.
Closest we can get is Firestorm, and I don't think we can right now.
Firestorm's... Oh, right, yeah, that Firestorm.
If they were gonna have Firestorm, the explanation would be magic,
Probably.
not science.
Well, Firestorm Matrix, which has fused both Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle. Of course.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the erstwhile loyal Commissioner Gordon is saying that stuff about why.
Shit.
Most pretentious man see, and I've seen the
Oops.
Oh, Bruce, you cheeky cunt.
Oh, wait. Maybe if I wait long enough, the heat will melt the metal and I can still fight you.
Oh, you sore loser.
Soon I will be the first man to be the Human Torch. Flame on! So the moral of the story.
Man, Bruce, it's a good thing your suit didn't catch fire.
So the moral
Also-
of the story is, don't try what you see in Fantastic Four at home.
Also, Dej, lots of asbestos, which will mean lots of cancer later on.
Oh, I have to say, England sure seems warmer than usual, Dibs.
No. This is just a heat wave.
Yeah, this is what caused the heat wave.
Here I am to save the day.
Yeah, thanks, Batman. Don't worry.
Huh.
No, move forward.
Sorry, Libs. Sorry, Dej. We haven't, graduated the Prometheus school of running away from things.
Well, I mean, to be fair, one's groggy from being drugged, the other's just had a big fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like Celine even points out.
Oh, I thought I was going to be the police again.
Well, that's a job well done.
Master
Yeah, what was
Bruce,
inside
shouldn't
that box again?
The motorcycle.
Master Bruce, shouldn't we put the fires out?
No.
That's what the fire brigade is for.
Where is the fire brigade? They haven't showed up yet. Look, things are falling over.
That it for the symbolism.
Yeah, we're making you Gotham City.
With blackjack and hookers. Oh wait, we already have that.
Maybe if we went to America.
So what are they going to build here then? Yeah, Gotham was secretly
Wow,
a
and it just
different
says
name
like
for
this.
London. But they abandoned it because...
Okay, I don't know if there's a post-credit scene, so I'm just sticking here to see if there is.
Oh, Grey Griffin played Sister Leslie.
So, final thoughts, I guess. Who wants to start?
Can I go first?
Sure, go
Please.
on.
I mean, it was fine, but there was that stupid twist at the end with Gordon. Like, it came out of fucking nowhere.
I do feel like it was technically foreshadowed, but I am gonna admit it. Okay, it's not enough to make this movie bad, but I will admit. Okay, do you guys think it would have been better if they gone with the more obvious one of it being Harvey or this?
Just sticking to the original, that's not really hard to do. You can, if you really want to, bamboozle the comic audience, try to pull a couple of extra red herrings if you really must.
That said, I still will take this twist over what they did with the Hush one in the adaptation. Because, well, Tio knows what I'm referring to.
Yeah, go on, Liz.
Yeah, maybe they felt that, hey, maybe they took the term Hush too literally. They made a twist so bad people pushed up about the movie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, animation-wise, it's not the best. I mean, and I know you're gonna say, but it's on the TV budget, or the DVD budget. But these other like have looked better. Hell, The Killing Joke. I know that was a limited theatrical release, but that was sort of released on direct to DVD for the most part.
I remember,
Yeah,
because we
that
saw
looked better
Public
than
Enemies.
this.
That one had better animation as well, too.
I'm willing to guess this wasn't exactly high on TV animation.
Probably.
Probably. It definitely does suggest that with how much freedom they had adaptation-wise. Because, well, as we've seen, most adaptations are more straightforward than that much level of change.
Maybe.
Well, you've
But,
been there for most of them.
But yeah, I mean, and also for something set in England, it's very. It's not exactly very British, really. I mean, only like two of the characters we see on screen have a British accent. Everyone else is American, and I don't think transport to there is as easy compared to say now. But we're recording this back when they're trying to issue.
Okay, no post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about it. It was a decent film. So these kinds of things rely on the mystery. It's kind of ruined by a bit of a stupid twist.
Dej.
I liked it for what it was. The twist is dumb because, Jim Gordon is normally supposed to be like the one good cop in Gotham and whatnot, no matter what. So it just kind of feels like a stupid twist for shock value. But for the most part, action was good. The different universes, characterizations were cool. Minus the friction of Poison Ivy.
Okay, to make a bit in context, that still, if I recall correctly, happens at the beginning of the comic.
Yeah.
But Ivy is framed more in a more negative way, like she's still like a criminal of her own. So the reader is not, well, it's still tragic death by Yellow Jack the Ripper. The reader is not immediately willing to say that it was like a completely wasted life.
Also, when it comes to fridging, that's more so if, an integral character will not whose role is literally only to die to motivate, say, another character. It can happen to both female and male characters. I wouldn't call this one so much a fridging as much as it was just the death that gets stuff started. Like, I mean, by that logic, every first death in a murder mystery would be considered fridging. Which...
Yeah.
Nah, I don't really think this counts as that. And we shouldn't just call tropes willy-nilly, lest we accidentally mislabel certain things for what they aren't.
Fine. I just feel like it should have been someone else, not her, not Ivy.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Yeah, I had fun watching with you guys. I also liked the motorcycle. How ridiculous it looks.
Steampunk cycle.
That's not how steampunk works, but okay.
Dej, pump enough steam into anything, and boom! A vehicle of most epic proportions.
I had fun. Next.
Yeah.
That Jova.
Despite the relatively weak twist and abrupt ending, I'm still gonna peg this as one of the good adaptations. Like, I'm only saying that, though, because I do feel like the twist was technically facilitated by the mystery. Like, it feels like I could legit solve this. Now, that's not necessarily saying that it's a good twist, because I can understand how that would rub a lot of people the wrong way. That being said, it's nowhere near as bad as how they did the Hush twist dirty in Batman Hush, because, well... that one is literally integral to the plot of the universe and whatnot.
Yeah, Terrence told me he did not like that movie.
Maybe for an occasion like this, Dej will probably do that next, just to give you also the context.
That being said, okay, it being Gordon, look, with it being an Elseworlds, that is the only reason I'm giving this an okay, though. And even still, only because it's such a different Elseworlds. Like I mentioned with Justice League Act of God, if it's an Elseworlds that otherwise it is set in the continuity that we do know, no, this would not have flown. This, I'm kind of okay with this. And even still, I do still have my issues with it being Gordon. That being said... it is neat how they definitely used Harvey Dent as a red herring. Like, he had all the motivation to as well, so this or that.
Well, he gets away with being an asshole towards his best friend.
Victorian century and all that, yeah. Again, that is one thing. I do feel like the ending is a bit too abrupt. Like, is Bruce Wayne still accused?
Yeah, there's no actual epilogue. There's literally no epilogue. I forgot to actually end the movie.
Remind me, was there... what's the stuff dealt with in the comics, Tio?
I forgot, especially because this also amalgamates a bit more, also from its sequel comic novel, particularly, the Fair of the World of Tomorrow.
But yeah, honestly though, all that stuff aside, the music is very good. The animation, while it's not the best, I do feel is fine enough for what they were working with. I do enjoy the voice cast and the characters, and the story is gripping and compelling as an adaptation of Gotham by Gaslight should be. So overall, I still recommend this movie. Just know what you're getting into with that last bit.
Alright, I'll conclude then. As someone who's more attached also to the comic, even if I read it way too long ago, it's from the 1989 actually. Okay, this is, as a movie on its own, it's technically fine for the most part, but when you see it as an adaptation, it just has too many things that just don't work. Again, taking aside from the fact that Mike Mignola's art style cannot be replicated for animation pretty much at any point, unless you're doing a motion comic, and even then you're kind of like cheating. The animation used here is not great. This was comparing this to The Killing Joke, but I argue The Killing Joke is still worse in terms of animation. It's still not as bad as The New Frontier. The New Frontier, I don't even know what the fuck happened with that when it comes to the style of that animation. But again, the Mortal Kombat movies, recent animated movies so far, prove that Warner Bros. Is capable of great animation for these direct-to-video movies. So these had literally no excuse to look the way it does. The CGI integration is fine for the most part. It's not too intrusive, and thanks to the dimmed lights and everything, it's better integrated. than in other products. The music is also fine. The voice acting is also fine for the most part, despite none of these people being normally associated with Batman mythos, aside from Grey Griffin, are strong, and even though then the voice characters out of their normal range. The plot is the biggest thing. It works for the most part, even as an adaptation, but at the end it trips over itself and then forgets to have an ending. It's just, no, not really. This is something that it might be a bit better than other adaptations that has similar problems, but it's still not something that I could deem an overall good product, and something that I'm not really too eager to watch as a result. Like, it was fine to actually know what it's about, but that's literally it. And that's that. So we'll see you for whatever DC animated movie will do next. Maybe we'll really do Hush or something. Who knows?
Maybe we'll do Crisis on Two Earths, A Generation of Public Enemies, the two-parter Death of Superman.
I have an idea. Batman TMNT.
I've heard that one's
We'll
awesome.
see.
We'll see.
See ya.
See it.